Hey everybody, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a skirt with a Basque waistline. Let's get into this. So recently, I made a video showing you how to make a bubble skirt using a circular method. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a regular skirt with the rectangular method. The first thing I'm going to do is use my block. This block is 16 inches long, but I want my design to be 18 inches long. So I would add 2 inches plus 1 inch for the seam allowance. This is the front and this is the back. I'm going to write center front on the top and bottom, and then I will do the same thing for the back. Next up is the yoke. You can design it any way you want. You can put a straight line, you can put it sideways, or you can put a curve. It's all up to you. I'm going to start 1 inch down from the hip line, and for the side seam, I will come down 4 inches. I'm going to do the same thing for the back. 4 inches down on the side seam, and 1 inch down from the hip line like this. Now I don't want the line so sharp, so I will curve it slightly. This is the old line and this is the new line. Same thing here. It's not so curvy, I just wanted it curvy just a little. After that, I will erase the old lines. Next is the panels. To make the panels, you have to get the hip measurement. So I'm going to measure from here to here. And it's 10 3/4. I'm going to make 7 panels. Try not to use less than that, because depending on the ratio you're going to use, your fabric will be long and you want enough panels so it can be enough space. You will see what I mean in a little while. So 10 3/4 divided by 7 is 1.5. So each panel will be 1.5. And for the back, it's 10 3/4. So 10 3/4 divided by 7 is 1.5. So I will mark 1.5 for each line like this. Next, we're going to close the darts. Do you notice anything different from the darts? The back dart is longer and is touching the yoke line, but the front dart is short and is not touching the yoke line. There are 4 ways to close the front dart. I like method 3 and 4. The first thing we're going to do is put a line underneath the dart leg. Make sure the ruler is parallel to the hip line, and then you can make the line. Let's start with method 1. I'm going to cut straight down to the end of the dart leg. Then I will turn and cut down this line, but not through the line like this. After that, true the pattern. As you can see, it has a sharp edge. So I'm going to draw a smooth rounded line that tapers back into the original line like this. For method 2, put the ruler here and draw a line. Do the same thing on the other side, just like this. Cut right on the lines, but don't go through it. After that, tape it closed, and then cut the sharp edge off so the yoke looks curved. So for method 3, cut straight down and stop at the end of the dart leg. Then cut up from here, but not too close to the end of the dart leg. If you cut too close and it comes apart, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Then from there, tape it closed. You're going to notice that the bottom has a gap, and that's good to have. I use this method most of the time. Remember, the gathers will be under here, so you need a little extra ease for the gathers. Put paper underneath it so you can draw a smooth rounded line. Here's method 4. This method will have a seam on the yoke. So I'm going to make a line from here to here and here to here. Then I cut through each line. After that, I put seam allowance on each side like this. As you can see, I did method 3, so it'll be cut on fold for the center front. I put seam allowance all around. I cut 1 for the main fabric and I cut 1 for the interfacing. Then I cut 1 for the lining and I put seam allowance all around. After that, I put 1/4 extra on the bottom. That's because I'm going to sew a stitch in the ditch between the yoke and the gathers. If your fabric is thick, then put 3/8 instead of 1/4. And for the center back, I cut one for the main fabric and one for the interfacing. I also put seam allowance all around. I put the zipper in the back, not on the side seam. And for the lining, I added the 1/4 inch for the stitch in the ditch. This skirt will have pockets. Next, I'm going to measure the bottom of the yoke. This is going to be the measurement for the gathers. So for the front, I have 11.5. And for the back, I have 11.5. So here are the measurements for the gathers. For the front gathers, it will be 11.5 times 2, which is the full front. So 11.5 times both sides is 23. So 23 times 2.5, which is a 2.5 to 1 ratio, plus 1 inch seam allowance equals 58.5. And for the back, I have 11.5 times 2 equals 23. 23 times 2.5 plus 2 inch seam allowance. That's going to be 1 inch for the side seam and 1 inch for the zipper. The total is 59.5. I'm going to round up the numbers. This is 58.5 and 59.5. So it's going to be 60 inches for the front and 60 inches for the back. This is the center front and it'll be unfold. Remember, this is going to be 60 inches. So from here to here is 30 inches unfold. Each of the spaces will be 3 and 3/16. This has seam allowance already, so I just put seam allowance on the top and on the side. For the back, you can cut it unfold and put the zipper on the side seam. I put the zipper on the center back, so it will not be unfold. The panels is 3/16 apart from each other. It already has seam allowance on the bottom, so I just put seam allowance on the side, top, and for the zipper. The fabric is unfold, and I cut it on the cross grain. Same thing for the back. Let's start sewing. I have the zipper, the pockets, the front yoke is interfaced, the center front lining, the back yoke is also interfaced. This is the back lining, and here are the fabric pieces for the gathers. The first thing I'm going to do is gather the top of the front and back pieces. Then I will pin the yoke in the middle, then pin it to the gathers on the sides. After that, I will pull the gathers till it's laying evenly on the bottom of the yoke. I did the same thing for the back. Next, I measured down 1 inch from the bottom of the yoke. Then I pinned the pocket after the pocket seam allowance. Then I sewed it. After that, I did an understitch so the pocket doesn't show in the front. I did the same thing for the back. Next is a zipper. When you're sewing the zipper, make sure this part right here matches. Then put the facing pieces right side to right side and sew it together. The facing in the skirt will be right side to right side. What you're going to do is put it inside like this. Put the facing and the skirt together on the top. After that, sew it all the way down where the zipper is. And then stop before the seam allowance and the extra 1/4 inch. I sewed it a little after the serger stitch, so you don't see the serger stitch on the front. After that, I cut the corners and flipped it over. Then I sewed the understitch. Next, turn in the seam allowance and the 1/4 inside and sew a stitch in the ditch on the front. A stitch in the ditch is when you don't see the stitch. Make sure that the stitch catches the fabric in the back. As you can see, I should have pulled out the fabric a little bit more so that the stitch is on top of the facing right here. The best way to sew this is by hand. It does take some time, but it definitely looks cleaner. I would say if the skirt is for you, then yeah, use the sewing machine. It's not a big deal. Just make sure you pull the fabric out a little bit more so the stitch catches the fabric. But if it's for a client, I would say hand stitch this so it looks neater and you won't see the stitches. If you are a beginner and you want me to make a tutorial on how to hand sew different stitches, let me know in the comments. The next step is to sew the hem, and this is how it looks, guys. Do you like it? If you learned something in this video, then please give this video a like so it can help other creators. If you would like to learn how to make different types of skirts, then you can check it out right here. Click or tap on the screen right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to practice, practice, practice. Bye, everybody.